Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like you were the problem, even though you did nothing wrong? Or maybe someone convinced you to make a decision that you later regretted, and you couldn't even explain why you agreed. Here's the scary part. The most effective manipulators don't control you with force. They control the way you think. Psychologists have studied manipulation for decades, and many of the techniques used in everyday life are so subtle that most people never notice them happening. By the end of this video, you'll recognize 5 powerful psychological manipulation techniques people use every day, and more importantly, you'll learn how to protect your own mind before it's too late. Number 1. They make you doubt yourself. Imagine Emma notices her coworker changing an important document. The next day, she politely asks about it. Instead of answering, her coworker smiles and says, "You're imagining things. That never happened. You're too sensitive." Slowly, Emma begins questioning her own memory. Did she really see it? Maybe she misunderstood. This psychological tactic is called gaslighting. Instead of arguing with facts, manipulators attack your confidence in your own perception. Over time, victims begin relying on the manipulator's version of reality instead of trusting themselves. That's exactly what makes gaslighting so dangerous. Number 2, they make you feel guilty. Manipulators rarely say, "Do this for me." Instead, they say, "After everything I've done for you, I guess I just don't matter." A good friend wouldn't say no. Notice what's happening. They're no longer discussing the request. They're controlling your emotions. Psychologists call this guilt manipulation. The goal isn't to convince you logically. The goal is to make saying no feel emotionally painful. Once guilt becomes stronger than your boundaries, they gain control. Number 3, they give you just enough kindness. One day someone ignores you. The next day they shower you with compliments. Then they disappear again. Then suddenly, they're incredibly kind. This unpredictable cycle isn't always accidental. It's called intermittent reinforcement. Behavioral psychology has shown that unpredictable rewards often keep people emotionally attached longer than constant rewards. It's one reason some unhealthy relationships become so difficult to leave. Your brain keeps waiting for the next moment of kindness, and that hope becomes the trap. Number 4, they create false urgency. Have you ever heard someone say, "You need to decide right now. This is your last chance. Everyone else already agreed"? Manipulators know something important. When people feel rushed, they think less critically. Instead of giving your brain time to analyze the situation, urgency pushes you toward emotional decisions. That's why high-pressure sales tactics and emotional ultimatums often work. The less time you have to think, the easier you become to influence. Number 5, they slowly move your boundaries. Manipulation rarely begins with a huge request. It starts with something tiny. "Can you do me one small favor?" Tomorrow it becomes another favor. Next week, another. Eventually, you're doing things you never thought you'd agree to. Psychologists sometimes refer to this pattern as the foot-in-the-door effect. Once people agree to a small request, they're often more likely to agree to a larger one later because they want to stay consistent with their previous behavior. Little by little, your boundaries disappear without you even noticing. Here's the good news. Manipulation only works best when you don't recognize it. The moment you understand these psychological tactics, you become much harder to control. You start asking better questions. You protect your boundaries. And most importantly, you stop confusing manipulation with love, kindness, or friendship. The strongest mind isn't the one that controls other people. It's the one that refuses to let others control it. So let me ask you one question. Which manipulation technique have you experienced the most? Share your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoy psychology, human behavior, and understanding how the mind really works, don't forget to subscribe for more psychology documentaries that help you see the world differently.